Hello everybody, my name is LeNS. I'm doing my PhD in the graduate program in design in Curitiba at UFPR, and my advisor is Professor Agnaldo dos Santos. He's the coordinator and also the founder of Design Sustainability Center here in UFPR. And also he's a very active member of LeNS here in Brazil. I can say that this article is just a little part from my thesis and received the title Product Service Systems, the use of principles in the creative process of PSS. Well, Manzini and Vasoli say that the product service system proposes an innovation system that changes the focus from the acquisition of products to the use of combined products and service in a system, and that the PSS have to be able to meet the specific demand of the consumer. In this context, it's very important also to highlight that the service sector in Brazil, in relation to the other economic activities, represent almost 76% of the nation's GDP. We can also affirm that the service sector increases the perceptions of the value of the system and also can provide a better working conditions. Besides, enhances the competitiveness of companies. However, also according to Manzini and Vasoli, companies faced barriers that include the lack of knowledge and experience in terms of methods and tools for design services, tools that can be used to evaluate and implement PSS, service management systems, skilled personnel in the development and provision of services, and life cycle cost calculation methods. Marx also point out that adoptions of PSS business models by manufacturer companies still represent a complex transition, since these companies adopt approaches based on traditional perspective to design. They project the tangible part of the product and adopt intuitive process and methods to develop the intangible part. It means the service. And as we can see in this slide, Vazanta and other authors emphasize that product, service, and system have different characteristics and several elements that influence the PSS, such as a lot of different stakeholders from different areas and with different levels of involvement in PSS, the environment considering the multiple points of contact and interaction, and all the life cycle stages. This image shows the PSS, that the PSS is very complex and demand a holistic view of all the PSS interactions. At this point, it's very important to emphasize the necessity of methods and tools that help us to create new PSSs in an effective way. Wilsmans and other authors say that one method recognized by having a logical structure with patterns and repeatability is the heuristic method. According to Fortellini and other authors, techniques that involve heuristic principles can support the resolution of complex systems. The heuristic principle proposes a standard base of good experience that inspires the designers. In this way, the project doesn't depend on people considered naturally creative. This slide shows the several tools proposed by Tassi, and she divides the process of developing a new service and PSS also in 4 subcategories. The first one is co-design. After that, we can see envisioning, prototype testing, and the last one, implementation. In this other part, we can see also some tools that she indicates to use in this process of development. A part of these tools also we select to apply in this research. The present study follows a qualitative approach that involves an informational phase and then a case study to analyze the real-life situations. The case study occurred in a pilot course in the graduate course of design in the Federal University of Paraná from October 16th to 27th in 2017. The data collection consisted of a participant observation, photography and video record, documents produced by the students, and also in the end we apply with the students a questionnaire. This slide shows all the tools that we select to apply in the pilot course. There are tools that use heuristics and also tools that don't use heuristics. We select these two types of tools in order to perform a comparative analysis. The intention is to highlight emphasis and gaps in the creation process. And here we emphasize two tools that propose the use of heuristics. The first one here we can see the SDO proposed by Vesoli. This tool is an online platform that has general goals of guiding the design process for sustainable PSES solutions. And the other one is the Matrix DM-PSES. The tool has a set of 35 scenarios cards with principles that shows the potential benefits of applying distributed manufacturing to the PSES. This slide shows a part of the results from the questionnaire applied with the students. The first chart shows the tools considered by the student better to generate creative ideas, and as we can see, the most voted tools was the DM-PSES Matrix. Before that, we have the Brainstorm, and the third one is the SDO. These students justify their choice by highlighting that the DM-PSES matrix was the one that enabled the generation of alternatives with greater detail and definition by the team. They said that these tools helped them to think outside the box and have unusual ideas for the project. The principles and example present on the 35 tools cards were also considered to be of great help in the generation of alternatives. However, some students point out that not always the example seems to fit in the reality proposed by the pilot course. In the second chart, it's possible to see that the system mapping tools was considered the most difficult to apply. The greatest difficulty identified by the students was to understand the whole process, taking into account all the stakeholders. And in the third chart, the student ranking the tools according to affinity. The Lego Serious Plays tools rank first, followed by Brainstorming, and the third one, the DM-PSES Matrix. The students said that it was easier to visualize and also modify the services that they were designed with the Lego Serious Play. The process was also considered dynamic and stimulating for generation of ideas. But however, it was noted that some scenarios built with Lego's elements end up not include some key interactions for effectiveness of the PSES. As a conclusion of the questionnaire, the students were able to write in a discursive and also optional way suggestions for the future disciplines. The student indicate an interest in having more time to dedicate to each of these tools, and also they indicate that the presence of principle with examples of application would greatly facilitate the understand and generation of ideas, especially when the time dedicated to which tool is short. Considering the complexity of development of PSS, we can conclude that the development of strategies and tools that guide the creative thinking in a systematic way, as proposed by heuristics, is essential to raising creativity and innovation potential. However, the participants' observation made clear the need and importance of the process of analysis and abstraction in order to not get stuck in the same existent idea. It is also possible to highlight with the results that the ability of tools to support the creative process is not related to the ease of application. The SDO Maps tools, for example, was considered by the user as the third most helpful in the process of generating ideas. However, it was also considered the second most complex. Nonetheless, the difficulty in dealing with the tools can offend the designers. In this way, we can say that it is important to use tools that bring the balance between playfulness and systematics. And lastly, we can say that the tools provide greater collaboration among designers, students, teachers, and users. But also future initiatives should be undertaken in order to explain the study and increase the reliability of this research. And here we can see some of the bibliography used in these articles. And that's it. Thank you so much.